Section 2.8 is where we're going to solve systems of equations in 3 variables. You will need a graphing calculator in order to do this. So these are the steps you're going to want to copy down in your notes so that you know the keystrokes when you get a graphing calculator. First, we're going to rearrange our equations so that all the variables and constants are lining up vertically. Then we're going to click Second Matrix, go over to Edit, type in our dimensions, quit, go back to the matrix button, go over to math so that we can find this command, and then on the main screen we're going to hit enter so that it will find our answer, which is going to have 3 variables since we have an x, y, and a z. So let's take a look at our first examples. Here's my first system. I want to make sure that it's arranged so that my x's line up, my y's line up, my z's, and then my constants. It has to go in standard form, otherwise you will not get it correct. Once I have it there, you're going to go over to your graphing calculator, find the matrix button, which is down here in the first column. You're going to hit Second Matrix. You're going to hit your right arrow key so you can go over to Edit, and then hit enter. This is where you type in how big your matrix is. So this first number is how many rows we have. So we have 3 rows, so you'll type a 3, hit enter, and then this is how many columns we have, and we're going to have 4 columns. So we're going to type in a 4. Then what we're going to do is write down all of the coefficients of my x column, my y column, my z column, and then this is going to be my constants. Okay, so after you have it all rearranged, you're just going to type that into your calculator. So I'm going to hit 4, enter, and it goes straight across when you hit enter. So 1, enter, 6, enter, 12, enter, and then you should be back ready for row 2. So then I'll type in the next one. So 2, make sure you type in a negative down there by the enter key. -2, +12, and then you should be ready for the third column, or the third row, sorry. After you've typed them all in, you're going to quit out of this to go back to the main screen. So you want to hit Second, quit to go back to the main screen. We have to command it to find my answer. So I'm going to go to Matrix, so Second Matrix. In math is where you will find the command. So go over to math, scroll all the way down until you see RREF. Reduced row echelon form is what it stands for. So we're going to hit enter because we want that guy. And then we need to type in the matrix that we use. So go back to Second Matrix. We typed it in letter A, so we're going to hit enter. And then we need to hit enter again so that it'll actually find the answer. So your answer are these numbers at the very end. So the first answer is your x coordinate, second one is your y, third one is your z. A lot of buttons to push. Go ahead and pause the video and try the got it question. So in the got it question, you should have had this as your matrix. And then if you typed in everything correctly, you should have gotten -7, 2, and 6. If you did not get the correct answer, that means you did not have one of these elements correct. So you just need to go back and check what I wrote down, and then go back to your graphing calculator and check, did you type it correctly? So go back to matrix, go over to edit, and go through and scroll and make sure you typed every number right. The other part we're going to do is write a system and then solve it. So take a moment and read through that story problem. So notice that we have 3 variables. So I have an individual, a dual, and a family membership. So there's my X, Y, and Z. I also notice they're going to cost $60, $80, and $100. So the first thing I'm doing is looking for important information. So that's important. I also notice we've got some totals in here, and those are big Q's. Okay. Then I also noticed this one down here. Dual memberships is twice that of individual memberships. So first thing I'm going to do is take my total. So I have a total of 81. That's going to go at the end. This 81 is my number of memberships. So I have 3 kinds of memberships that I'm going to total. So that means I'm adding them. So X plus Y plus Z. I have another total, which is a money value. So all of these money values have to match up with that one. So that's why it's going 60X plus 80Y plus 100Z to equal my total. Then the last equation, so if you have 3 variables, you have to have 3 equations. Just like when we had 2 variables, we had 2 equations. So for my last one, it's going to come from this sentence. So dual memberships is represented by Y. Is an equal sign. And then twice means I'm doing 2 times that. So I'm doing 2 times my individual. So individual was represented by an X. So my third equation is going to be Y equals 2X. So before I can type it into my calculator, I have to rearrange to make sure my X's, my Y's, my Z's, and my constants are all in alignment. So what I did was I went ahead and minused my 2X over. When I did that, I lined them up. So negative 2X, positive Y. I don't have a Z there, so if you want, you can put in a 0. And then it's equal to 0 because I didn't have anything on that side either. Now I'm ready to type in my matrix. So just like before, you would go ahead and type in your 3x4s. So you would edit, type it in. So 1, 1, 1, 81, 60, 80, 100, 64, 20, and then negative 2, 1, 0, 0. Go back to my main, type in my math, go over to my RREF, go back to my matrix, hit enter, hit enter. So that means I got 21 individuals, 42 duals, and 18 families. So if you're in a story problem, you just need to pay attention and put in your labels as you go. Pause the video and try the got it question. So in the got it question, again, you've got 3 unknowns. So I have an X, Y, and a Z. I have some total numbers in here that I would use. So this is a total, and then I had this as a total. So first I started with my number of people. So I had 1351 people. So that's why I just did X, Y, and Z. Then I had a money value for a total. So all my money values have to go in that same equation. Then down here I saw my third equation. 3 times the number of adult tickets sold as senior tickets. So for this one, I had 3 times my senior tickets so that it would give me my adults. So this wording always throws people off because you had 3 times the amount. So that means that your adult tickets have to be bigger than your senior tickets. So I'm taking my senior tickets times 3 to get my adult tickets. And that always confuses people when trying to understand that. So then I moved my 3Z over, and this was my matrix that I would typed in. These are the numbers you should come up with. These aren't too bad. There's just a lot of buttons to push to remember where to go for your matrices. So you just want to make sure you've practiced it enough to know what buttons to push.